Hello students, myself Sneha Sonar. Today we are going to discuss about the process of central dogma in the protein synthesis. Obviously the name indicates that central dogma is the process that helps in the protein synthesis. So is there any benefit of synthesis of protein in our living organism? Is it necessary? Why this central dogma actually occurs in our body? These are so many questions that we have to find their answers. And before finding the answer, we will go to the end product of the central dogma, that is called protein. So why it is necessary to form a protein in a body, that we will see. So protein are biomolecules. The meaning of biomolecule means these are the molecules that are required in the living organism. Why it is required in the living organism? Because living organism performs various activities, like it performs catabolic activities, means complex food converted into the simple. It performs the anabolic processes, means simple food combines to form a complex food. So these activities are combinedly called as the metabolic activities or metabolic reactions, and these metabolic reactions help the organism to maintain its growth. For example, if you are eating a food and there will be no catabolic process of digestion or respiration, it will never produce the energy. So these metabolic reactions needs the protein to perform their role, and that means the protein is very much essential molecule in our body, and this essential molecule is formed by the process of central dogma. That's why we are going to study the central dogma, and that's why it is so much important process in the protein synthesis. You can see the role of protein in our body. Hemoglobin is the most essential protein. What it does, it transports the oxygen throughout the body by the process of circulation. That's why we can breathe out, we can circulate our oxygen to the body, or each and organ perform the very well activity only due to the hemoglobin. You know that when there is scarcity of hemoglobin in our body, it causes the anemia, which causes the destruction in the body functions. So that much proteins are important in our body. You can see the role of catabolic and anabolic processes. We have seen the metabolic process. Okay, metabolic process is divided into catabolic process and anabolic process. So catabolic process means what? Simple food, complex food is converted into the simple one, and in anabolic process the simple food is converted into the complex one. So these both activities are necessary in an organism. So these activities requires the proteins. Okay, so proteins perform these activities, that is called metabolic activities, metabolic reaction, which causes our growth. So this is the importance of the central dogma, which produce a protein which has a functional role in our body. So here in this diagram you can see the variable roles of the protein. So protein act as a defensive protein, means it will protect your body from the various foreign microorganisms like viruses, bacteria. Okay, after that it helps into the transportation by using transport protein, that is hemoglobin is one of the best example of the transport protein, whereas it transports the oxygen throughout the body by the process of circulation. Second is contractile protein, means it is present inside the muscles. It causes the muscular activities in the body, that means movement, muscular activities. Okay, so that is rhythmic contraction and relaxation. There is structural protein like keratin, vagara, etc. presents inside the body, which maintain your structural stature of the body. Hormones, wow, hormones are the life, means without hormone there is no process of metabolic reactions or no enzymatic processes. Hormones are the triggers of organ. For example, insulin is the hormone which of its scarcity causes the diabetic conditions. So how much hormones are important in our body, you can guess from this example, insulin. Next is enzyme. Without enzyme there is a non-functional body system. So enzymes needs every time to functionalize the body system. After that we will go toward the process of central dogma. We have seen what is protein, how it is necessary in our living life. Now we are going to study the process in which protein will be formed. So the process by which the protein can be synthesized is called as the central dogma. So mainly we will see what is the central dogma and where does it takes place. So it is a cellular process. Cellular process means it will take place inside the cell only. It will not produce, it will not synthesize in the nucleus, it will produce in a cell only. Protein will produce in the cell. So what you the question may be asked in the NEET exam, what is the site of central dogma or what is the site of protein synthesis? So you can directly go with the option cell. So this is called cellular process. That means it takes place inside the cell. It occurs inside the cell. So that's why it is called the cellular process. So it is the sequential transfer of genetic information. Means these carry the genetic information for the protein synthesis from one organelle to the next organelle. So that's why it is called the sequential transfer of genetic information. This genetic transformation we will see in the next diagram. Just remember that it is the sequential transfer of genetic information in the coding form. Okay. So which is transferred from one cell organelle to the another. So here you can see this is the flow chart of the central dogma. In central dogma, what happens? The DNA is present inside the nucleus. We know that always DNA is present inside the nucleus. So this DNA forms the mRNA on its surface, on its template. Okay, DNA is double stranded, so one of the strand is used for the synthesis of mRNA, and this mRNA is nothing but messenger RNA, which brings the message for protein synthesis and sends it into the cytoplasm, and then in the cytoplasm the protein gets formed as a end product. So that's why we called protein is a end product of the central dogma. So in this diagram you can see where does it occurs. So it occurs inside the cell. This is our whole cell. Okay, the cell contains the nucleus. This blue region is nucleus in which DNA is present. Okay, after that DNA is forming mRNA, messenger RNA, and then this messenger RNA will bring the message for protein synthesis and will give it to the ribosome. We call ribosome as a protein factory, and this protein factory is present inside the cytoplasm, and when the mRNA takes the message from DNA for protein synthesis, it is sent to the ribosome, where the ribosome will form the protein inside the cytoplasm, and after the formation of protein, this protein helps the cell to divide, to grow, and this protein will discharge into the another cell by the process of cell signaling to cause the growth of the another cell. So this is the importance of the central dogma, and this is the short summary of the central dogma process. Here you can see the DNA, the nucleus contains the DNA. Why we called the nucleus as a brain of the cell? Because in nucleus the DNA is present, and DNA performs the function of DNA replication, and after the DNA replication the nucleus get divided, and we know that for the growth of organism we know that we need the tissues. Okay, and how this tissue are formed? We know that tissue are nothing but the group of cells. So this type of cells would divide by the DNA replication and the nuclear division. Okay, so this DNA helps the nucleus to divide, and it will divide and form the group of cell, and this cell will divide into 4, that much amount, and will form the tissue, and this tissue will develop a new system. So it is a natural phenomenon for the growth. But suppose we are saying that it needs to form the messenger RNA. So can we generate the protein without mRNA? No, we need the mRNA. Why we need? Because DNA cannot come outside the nucleus now. How it will come from the outside the nucleus? The nucleus will get the completely deactivated, and deactivated nucleus will never make the karyokinesis process, will never divide the nucleus, and there will be no process of cell division. So what is the use of protein formation? No, there will be no use. So that's why the DNA never comes out into the cytoplasm to form the protein. It forms a messenger RNA, that is called mRNA. So mRNA is a single stranded which is constructed on the DNA, that is called double stranded structure, and it will bring that message to the ribosome, where ribosome will form the protein, and this protein is discharged to the next cell organelles or outside the cell for the cell signaling. So this is the role of protein in the metabolic reactions. Here in this diagram you can see this is the nuclear DNA. Okay, so that means DNA is present inside the nucleus. So this double stranded nucleus is forming the mRNA. Why I have shown the double arrow structure? Because DNA can form the mRNA by the process of transcription, and mRNA can form DNA by the process of reverse transcription. So there is reversible reaction. So when DNA forms the mRNA, it is called transcription, and after that the mRNA takes the message for protein synthesis. It will goes into the cytoplasmic ribosome to form the protein, and when mRNA forms a protein, this mechanism is called as the translation. Means central dogma is divided into two processes. That is, first, formation of mRNA from DNA, it is called transcription, and second is formation of protein from mRNA, it is called translation. So that means central dogma is not a single process, it includes the sub-processes, that is called transcription, which will transcribe the message, and then it is translated in the form of the protein. And this protein is nothing but a genetic information coded for the metabolic reactions. So you have to just remember the site of central dogma is cell, and the site of transcription is nucleus. In the nucleus the mRNA will form and discharge into the cytoplasm, and in the cytoplasm the mRNA will translate the information into the protein, that is our functional and vital biomolecule which performs the action of various metabolic reactions. So this is all about the central dogma. Hope you have understand it in easy way. If you have any question regarding to this topic, you can ask me in the comment box. Thank you. For more such easy video, you can like, subscribe my YouTube channel. Let's grow together.